morning, First Unity. I am Barbara Berger, one of your chaplains, and I'm going to share a meditation with you on the start of this beautiful day. Thank you for this day. The change in the weather reminds us of the ever-changing nature of our world, which we are keenly aware of. Listen to the quiet. Feel the stillness within the change. Trust the changes along your path. Without change, we don't move forward. Things are presenting to us every day, every moment. Who is this new person in front of me? What are they here to teach me? What am I here to teach them? Ask yourself, why does this feel good? Am I guided to sing, dance, lead, surrender? Tune in to your intuition. Are you here to love? Keep gluing the mosaic pieces to your life. Create the whole picture. Not trying to figure out which piece goes where, but simply trusting the process of laying the pieces down. The universe is listening to your desires. Let your life evolve on its own timeline. No rush, no stress, no need to force energy. Just breathe. Enjoy your day. Namaste.
I sing like the birds, I grow like the trees. I choose to live in love. I am joy, I am ease. I sing like the birds, I grow like the trees. I choose to live in love. I am joy, I am ease. Om Shri Lakshmi Mahadevi Namaha. 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 I choose no more fear. I choose no more shame. I choose to live in love. I am light, I am grace. I choose no more fear. I choose no more shame. I choose to live in love. I am light, I am grace. Om Shri Lakshmi Mahadevi Namaha. 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 Yeah, I sing like the birds, I grow like the trees. I choose to live in love. I am joy, I am peace. I choose no more fear. No more fear. I choose no more shame. I choose to live in love. I am light, I am grace. Om Shri joy I am peace.
Good morning and welcome. Welcome to our conclusion, really, of our Spirit Expressing season. We are concluding it, but we are continuing to activate the frequency of what it is to live as Spirit Expressing in the world. I am in the backyard of our home here in the Tampa Bay area in Florida, and it's one of those beautiful mornings. And I'm just grateful. I'm sitting around amongst the trees here and enjoying the presence of nature and what is, and grateful, just very, very grateful. And welcome to our morning devotional service and our time together here to express what it is to be one love, one heart, one mind, living in love, joy, and peace. That is our goal. And no matter what's happening in the world in terms of frustrations and all of the fear and the anxiety and the hatred and the separation and the dualism that's occurring in the world, we're able to see it all. We're able to absorb it, not bypass our feelings about it. And at the same time, we're able to know that ultimately, and I love how Marion Williamson framed this last week, this is kind of like the children of Israel who were in the wilderness and they had left the slavery of Egypt, but they had not yet walked into the land of promise. So we're kind of in that in-between stage where we're seeing the dissolution. We're seeing systems fall apart. And it's kind of like the time between crucifixion and resurrection, where there's a tomb, there's the feeling of death. We're watching the death and dying. Some of us are grieving as we see the systems that we have depended on. We thought were certain, many thought were solid, falling apart. And that means that we're on our way to resurrection. There's a song that the Christian artist Carmen used to sing. They said, it may seem like Friday night, but Sunday's on the way. I want us to get into that understanding that in order for us to experience upgrade as a human race, not just awakening, but upgrade, we are going to sometimes experience some of these tumultuous experiences. That's what happens while you're in transition. I've said it for a long time, we're not in trouble as a human race, but we are in transition and we are also in transformation. And during this time of transition and transformation, we are going to be receiving, if we are aligned with the divine nature, we'll be receiving from the divine and then able to have a transmission of that divine energy into the world. And that's what I want us to really focus on. And so we've come to the end of this Spirit Expressing, but again, we may be concluding a series, but we are not concluding our journey. We're still coming into alignment and into our assignment. So I just want to welcome you here. I want to say thank you for being somebody who is willing to live in higher consciousness. It's not an easy calling. It's really not. I hear people say on a regular that we shouldn't say that it's hard and challenging. Well, sometimes it is, but I am finding ways. Here's the magic, is that even when it feels challenging and feels hard, I'm finding ways to deal with all of the emotion and the commotion and the feeling around it. I'm finding ways to deal with the irritability. Man, I have had a week where irritability has been at really an all-time high for me. And I've had to really, gotten to, but I've really pressed into the principles of what I believe, that I am not my thoughts, I'm not my feelings, I'm not my emotions. I may express some of them at times, but I'm able to move past them quickly. And I'm noticing more and more that even though there's irritants in the world, there's some irritations and there's some frustrations and there's some with all that's happening with the planets as well, that in that realization of knowing that you're not your thoughts, your feelings, or your emotions, you really do possess your power. And you possess an ability to rise above it and to not be caught up in it. And so I'm grateful for that. I wanted to wrap things up on this Spirit Expressing week 7. As again, we've been in the chakra series, and we've also been looking at Bruce Lipton's book, The Biology of Belief, and not just looking at it, but studying it. Some have been really analyzing it, allowing themselves to absorb it. On Friday night, we had a fantastic gala. This was our Spirit Expressing gala that took place Friday night. Everybody who participated in that, thank you so much for being there. What a wonderful celebration, a party. We partayed and we partook in what it is to be a community, because we're not just a Sunday space. We've been that because we've been in transition, but we are a community, and we're a strong, thriving community full of energy. And here we are, we're growing once again, because I believe we're finding out who we truly are at this stage in the game. Because, First Unity Church has been established for 100 years, over 100 years this year. And it's been a particular expression, multiple transitions and changes. It's been different things throughout time. And this is yet another iteration of what this community is. And it even is seeking out, in some ways, metaphorically at least, a new name. And what I mean by that is Saul of Tarsus became Paul the Apostle. We know that Abram became Abraham. Richard Alpert became Ram Dass. I mean, the list could go on and on and on. You don't have to necessarily literally change a name to change expression, but we are definitely in that season of Spirit expressing, and this is week 7. And this is just another reminder. If I was going to title this today, I would title it Divine by Design, Aligned and Activated. Our overall arching theme through this whole Spirit expressing has been aligned and activated. But the theme today is the human story of remembering. The human story of remembering. And here it is. I am the living signature of the source, designed to shine. I'm going to ask you to place your hand on your heart. I get you to do this on a regular because your ears need to hear your voice. I am the living signature of the source, designed to shine. That is who I am, period. At my baseline, I am the design of the divine. Loved ones, take a breath and let this beautiful circle that we've been in over the last several weeks, let it close in wholeness. For 6 weeks, we've moved from the root to the crown chakra, safety, creativity, power, love, truth, sight, and knowing. We were in the crown chakra last week. Today is not another chakra. We've already been through those, root to crown. Today is weaving them all together and watching how they can work together. And when they're open and attuned, how there can be a beautiful flow. This is maybe a pause at the mountaintop, if you will, of our Spirit expressing season, where we can look back and we can realize every challenge that we have faced in this life, every challenge was curriculum. Every awakening was a reflection of the divine within us coming forward. So what we've experienced in the tough times of our life were not punishment, they were positioning. It was a preparation, if you will. So when we go through those processes that are painful, they're not punishment. They're preparation or positioning. But we are designed by the divine. Inside the word design, you all know I love words, is the word sign. A sign or a signature. You carry that sign of the divine in you. You carry the signature of the source, the creator, in your body. That is your significance. While so many are wandering through the world searching for significance, it's time for us to remember, and for you to remember that you were birthed from significance. You didn't come into this world to become divine. You are remembering that you always have been. And that's your significance. Significance is not something that you chase. It is something that you already carry. It's something that's already within you. You don't get significance because you have another degree or a diploma, or because you have some kind of a title, or because you know somebody that you think is significant. We're not going to outsource our significance to a world that requires us to have some kind of a group of letters behind our name. Your significance is not something that you're chasing or that you need to chase. It is something that you already carry. You are divine by design. In other words, that means you have been designated with the signature of God on your life for this time in history, anointed and aligned and assigned and designed. You are loaded and coated with divinity itself already in you. You're ordained by God. You are filled with God. You are empowered by God and sent here by God. The very breath that you breathe is the signature of the source within you. So please hear this today. You're not late. You're not late because eternity is never in a hurry. You're not broken. If the wholeness of the infinite beats at the center of your being, you're not broken. You're not separate. Nothing can sever you from the love that imagined you into existence. You were a thought in the heart mind of the divine who came into manifestation, and nothing can sever you from the love that imagined you into existence. You don't have to prove. You don't have to perform. You don't have to pretend. The only thing you need to do, if anything, is to tend, not pretend, but tend to the garden of your own soul. You simply remember who you are. Many of you have heard me talk about Greg Braden, and I honor his work in the world. But Greg, he shows us that, and if you've never seen this before, it's powerful. If you get a chance to be in a conference with him, it's amazing. Greg Braden shows us that the elements of DNA, the actual elements of DNA, spell the name of God in ancient Hebrew. And he shows, very methodically, by the way, that your body is scripture written in cells, and that your atoms are chanting, I am, Yud He, Vuv He, the happening of the divine, the presence, the vibrational frequency of the source is written. It's scripture written in your cells. You are divine by design, not by earning it, but by existing. I'm trying to remember who said this. I want to say it was the Dalai Lama who said, you are loved because you already are because you are here. There's nothing else for you to do. You are loved, you are beloved, you are accepted, you belong because you are here, period. There's nothing else for you to do. So here's what I believe is happening. Those of us who are embodying this, okay, because it's one thing to affirm it. Affirmation's great, but activation's where the power is. It's one thing for us to have affirmation, and it's another thing for us to have integration, to embody it. We are embodying this truth. What happens is you end up in a part of what I believe is the great upgrade. It's maybe even more significant, speaking of signature, even more significant than a great awakening. A great upgrade is more significant. Dolores Cannon, who I've mentioned several times during this series, she spoke of this time in history as the great upgrade. She was seeing this from her guides. And she said waves of souls have come to help Earth raise its vibration. And I want to say, and I know this is brave maybe, crazy to some, I don't believe that that's prophecy today. I'm not reiterating prophecy from Dolores Cannon. I'm saying that it is now. And I am saying I am here to embody what she was seeing through the Spirit. I believe you're here to embody what she was seeing in the Spirit. What Edgar Cayce was seeing in the Spirit, what great prophets throughout time were seeing in the Spirit, all the way back to biblical times, that we are, check this out, we are the elect. If you want to go this far, in the book of Revelation, talked about 144,000, and that was just an obscure number. It was not necessarily a literal number. The number represented something, is my point. We are a part of that collective of people who are realizing and actualizing who we are. So you're a part of that. In fact, pat yourself on the chest and say, I am a part of that prophetic word. That is us right here, right now. Each time that any one of us let go of fear, we update our system. Each time you choose coherence over chaos, you add light into the field of all that's possible. We are not waiting for evolution. We're not waiting on the world to change. No offense, John Mayer. We're not waiting on the world to change. We are the change. We are the evolution. I am the evolution. I'm embodying that evolution. I am evolution. I am awakening that is happening. I am upgrade that is happening right now in human form. And so, how do we embody this? What are some things that we can do? Well, Esther Hicks reminds us that we are extensions of source in joyous expansion. We are an extension of the source in the joy of expansion. Michael Beckwith says it this way: pain pushes until vision pulls. The experience of the pains, the contractions that have been attempting to birth this new babe into the world, that's been a push. But now vision's becoming more clear and it's pulling. I don't know if you feel that pull, but I feel the pull toward this higher truth. The invitation now is to embody it as a truth. Embody love as a daily practice. We've already committed to it, but I want to continue to remind us, love is my daily practice. Joy is a daily broadcast, and peace is daily coherence. I am living in love, joy, and peace. Love is my daily practice. Joy is my daily broadcast, and peace is my daily coherence. And this is one of the reasons I think that some of us are facing these emotional upheavals, because we have committed to do this, and now the work is being given to us. We've committed to the workout, and the trainer has showed up. The real exam isn't chakras or theory. It's not when we're at church on Sundays or in a spiritual community, whatever you want to call it. It is not when we're in meditation. The real exam is in traffic, when the bills show up, politics, relationships. The question is coming about embodiment. Can I stay aligned through these processes? And here's the thing. There are going to be times where you don't feel aligned. There are going to be times where you don't necessarily feel love, joy, or peace. But if you will make it a practice, if you will make it your broadcast, if you will make it your coherence, you're going to quickly start to narrow the gap between those moments of reactivity and the moments of responsibility, so that when frustration knocks, the divine answers. Come on. So let's move forward in vision. Neville Goddard said, and many of you know that I have also talked about Neville Goddard. I have talked about some of the studies and some of the lectures that he's given. But Neville Goddard had something that was really special. And I think, honestly, I want to say, well, I'm not going to say it that way because I don't believe that that's true. I think he was right on time. I think he's a voice that was catching that rhythm and catching that vibrational frequency at the time. And now we can go back and utilize it as affirmation. But Neville Goddard said this: man, because he spoke in those terms, man is all imagination, and God is man, and exists in us. So we're embodying this, and this is what our vision is forward, what we are envisioning. This community, First Unity Spiritual Campus, One Love Consciousness Movement, all of us collectively together, School of Human Divinity, all of us collective together, we are attempting to embody this and to realize that man is all imagination and God is man and exists in us. And so from that space, I'm asking us to start envisioning the world we want. So take just a moment, if you will, maybe, and close your eyes. And I want you to imagine, with those eyes closed, imagine a healed world. Come on, allow yourself to see it. Where children are taught wholeness. Communities are built on compassion. See it not as a fantasy, but see it as divine design, asking to be lived in our human experience. See the world whole, children whole and complete, communities built out of compassion. Don't listen to the voice that crops in and says, now that's just, you're just asking for paradise, you're asking for utopia. Yeah. Okay. That's why we have defined those words, because we know in our being it can be. If you can imagine it, then it exists in consciousness. And if you can imagine it and it exists in consciousness, why is it that you cannot draw it here into human form, into our human experience and expression? The answer to that is that we can. So say within yourself, this is not fantasy. This is divine design asking to be lived in human time. See, I believe, you can open your eyes up if you still have them closed. Maybe look back at me. I believe that we're the bridge generation. I think I mentioned this maybe on Thursday evening for the Midweek Connection. I believe that we are a bridge generation between Homo sapiens and Homo luminous. In other words, we're moving from that Homo sapien existence, this is the human upgrade, to Homo luminous. Not everyone is hearing this call, and not everyone is going to. Stop worrying about who is and who isn't. Stop judging it. Stop worrying about it. Stop trying to convince other people who are uninterested in being awake to this as their reality, and choose to walk in it yourself. If you're feeling the call toward it, hear it. Those who are listening to me who don't understand anything I'm saying, you can keep listening from the sidelines if you want to. I'm not going to take your judgments. I'm not going to absorb them. It doesn't hurt my feelings. It doesn't bother me anymore. People who say that I'm a heretic, a false prophet, or others, I don't care. You need to understand that I don't care. Those attacks are old. They're stale. And I don't care. If you don't have ears to hear this message, and not because I'm a special person, but because there are ministers and there are spiritual people all over the planet who are speaking in the same frequency, and not everybody can tune into it. That's fine. Turn it off if you need to and keep moving along. Those who can hear it, though, start declaring yourself as Homo luminous. I am light. Light is me. I am illuminating. I am showing up in my fullest divinity, divine self and divinity. History is not going to remember our opinions or our theologies or our doctrines, but it will remember our frequency. And I believe that we are architects of a new earth. So history's not going to care whether John Scott was a good speaker or not, or whether John Scott abided by the rules of theology and doctrine, or whether John Scott cussed or not, to those who are freaked out sometimes when I do, because you have a judgment, you have an idea that things are supposed to be a certain way. If you don't like it, you don't have to listen. The truth is that history's not going to care whether or not I had sound doctrine. History will notice the frequency. It'll remember the frequency and the vibration we showed up as. And I'm doing everything within my might to show up with authentic intelligence, AI, authentic intelligence, influencing the artificial intelligence to follow after the divine frequency that's been put in us all, to exercise love, joy, and peace. I believe we're architects of a new earth. And if I'm talking to people who don't believe that that's possible or that that's going to happen, again, that's fine. Keep on moving, keep scrolling. I'm okay with that. But I don't have time to be distracted by those who don't believe it. I am attracted to those who are connected to that particular frequency. And we are here to architect a new world, not to save the one we currently have. That's why we're watching this world dissolve, because we know dissolution more often than anything else leads to evolution. And we're here for it. I'm going to ask you to do something real quick, just kind of a closing activation, if you will, more than just an affirmation. You know what I'm going to say. I'm asking you to put your hand on your heart. Right there in that heart space. Feel the rhythm. The divine is beating your heart. Feel that rhythm. And if you don't mind, declare with me, I am divine by design. The signature of the source is written in me. One more time. I am divine by design. The signature of the source is written in me. consider making that affirmation your activation, and bring yourself into a true committed practice. For those who may have forgotten, since we committed, a true committed practice of love, joy, and peace. That's the frequency of, that's undeniably a part of your liberation. Loved ones, the series, Spirit Expressing, may be concluding, but the embodiment has really just begun. You are the design of the divine unfolding. You are the sign the universe has been waiting for. So therefore, I don't have to look for signs. When I recognize I'm the signal, I am, the signature is on me. I am broadcasting the signal of love, joy, and peace. I'm broadcasting the signal of a new earth that is possible. You are the sign the universe has been waiting for. Say it with me, if you will. I am the sign of the divine. I am the design of the infinite. Here it is. I am spirit expressing forever and right now. I want to say it again because I feel that in my cells. I am the sign of the divine. I am the design of the infinite. I am spirit expressing forever and now. And I would like to say, and so it is. And so it is. What a beautiful way to start our week. I love being with you all. I'm grateful for every single one of you. I'm thankful for a community where we are constantly reminding each other just how amazing and wonderful and loving and compassionate and powerful we are. And I say this so often that in spite of what's happening in the external world, we know that what is most significant is our internal world. And we're choosing to walk this divine path together. And this is a very significant season for us as a community. And I want to encourage you that we've been in a lot of transition. However, and that's perfect, by the way, however, there is something that is happening right now, and I believe it between now and the end of the year. A very significant thing is going to occur for us as a community that's going to give us a space to be planted, to start to put down roots, and begin to grow stronger and stronger. We're not waiting for something to happen for us to do that. We've moved past that. We've moved past the Armageddon, if you will. All of the battle, let them fight it. Blood coming up to the bridle of the horse, all of the metaphor around that, the horse's bridle, blood coming up to the horse's bridle, let it happen. It is as it is. We've moved past it. We're already preparing this new world so that everyone who crosses over to that other side will be able to experience the beauty of that new world. And you and I, we all get to be a part of it. And I believe that we are in the process. I don't want to be too general, but let me just say, we've been moving from place to place, and we want to say we're grateful to Eckerd College for being a part of our life and a part of that journey. But I believe we finally have a significant opportunity to get into our own space and to start to do all of the things that a community loves to do. And you're going to be a part of that. I'm going to be a part of that. We're all a part of it already together. So hang on and continue to invest financially, more importantly, energetically. In fact, even make your financial gift an energetic gift. That you say, I am infusing energy of love, joy, and peace, abundance, prosperity, and all of those beautiful things, multiplication, into this community. So the ways to give are about to come up on the screen. And I'm going to ask you today. Now, I'm going to thank you ahead of time. How about that? I'm going to thank you ahead of time for investing in this beautiful community. because here we grow, my friends, in ways that I have been to the mountaintop and I've seen this is beautiful, what is about to occur for us. So state the case and stay the course, as Bishop Pearson would say. We are on our way. We're marching to Zion, beautiful, beautiful Zion. All right, my friends, I'm going to get out of here now. I love you. Now go and make it a great rest of the week just because you can. Peace. Loved ones, thank you so much for joining us today for our devotional service. The ways to give are on the screen right now. You can, of course, text to give. You can utilize our app. You can also go to firstunity.org/give. And on that page, you can actually decide to become an auto giver. That's really what it takes to become a sustaining partner to this ministry. If you believe in what we're doing here, I'm asking you to consider supporting the light that currently is and seeding that light for the future. We continue with our ways to give by offering our P.O. Box, our Cash App, and our QR code for you to scan on the screen. So I want to say a special thank you to everyone who has chosen this community to be a place where you want to give your financial seed. Know that when you're planting that seed, it is going into fertile soil, and you activate the law of circulation in your life. God bless you.
Now there is peace on earth, and it has begun with me. Now there is peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Now there is peace on earth. Yes, this is the moment now. With every step I take, yes, this is my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Now there is peace on earth, and it has begun with me. And our prayer of protection together, the light of God surrounds us. I am the light. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love. The power of God protects us. I am the power. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. I love you, family. Make it a great Sunday.